Hello, everyone. Welcome to Teltonika Telematics webinar, Precise Tracking in Complex Environments. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Guada, and I'm Operational Marketing Coordinator here at Teltonika Telematics. I will be your host for today's session as we explore how our technology ensures accurate tracking even in the most challenging conditions. We are also joined by our business partners from Wialon, Elena and Ksenia. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
They will be sharing real test results using our devices on their platform, so stay tuned for that. At the end of the webinar, we will have a Q&A session, and I will be joined by my colleague Airidas Tashenka, who is the projects coordinator at Teltonika Telematics. Hello, Airidas.
Hello, everyone.
So make the most of this and feel free to ask your questions. And just a quick note, this session is being recorded. The replay version will be available after the webinar on our website and YouTube channel. Also a reminder, provide your questions in the Q&A tab, which you can find below on the Zoom window. Before we dive into the details, let me quickly walk you through today's agenda. We will start by looking at the Urban Canyon Challenge and why dense city environments make GNSS tracking so tricky. Then I will introduce you to the Teltonika FT platform, which represents the next generation tracking accuracy. We will also discuss why precise GNSS positioning is so important for fleet tracking in nowadays and how it impacts real business results. Next, we will move into the practical part of our session. There, our partners from Wialon will showcase GNSS performance data using Teltonika devices on their platform. After that, we will highlight the Teltonika solutions that addresses these challenges and the key benefits you can bring to your business. We will wrap up with a quick conclusion and then open the floor for your questions during the live Q&A session. So please once again provide your questions in the Q&A tab. Cities are getting taller and denser, and this urbanization is slowly accelerating. Over 2,400 buildings taller than 200 meters exist today. Here we can see a data as of 2024, but more and more are being built every year. These towering structures create what's called an urban canyon, which makes satellite communication much more difficult. As we move forward, solving the urban canyon challenge will be critical for businesses relying on real-time location data. Here's what this challenge looks like in real life and how it creates the challenges for businesses. Tall buildings can block or reflect GNSS signals, causing delays or distortions. This creates what's known as multiple errors when the signal reaches the receiver from an indirect path. The result? Unstable tracking, sudden jumps on the map, or complete signal loss. Now, let's take a look at what this looks like on the map. That probably some of you are already familiar from your businesses. Here, the track isn't aligned with the actual road. It's jumping around, cutting corners, and even placing the vehicles not on the street. This kind of inaccurate positioning mostly comes from what I just presented to you, Urban Canyon's challenge, and creates confusion in reporting, complicates road analysis, and can lead to missed or mislogged deliveries. For businesses that rely on precise location data, this isn't just frustrating, it directly affects performance and customer trust. But the good news is that we have a solution. At Teltonika, we have made a real progress in solving these urban tracking challenges with our latest generation of devices. Just a few years ago, our trackers supported 3 satellite constellations: GPS, GLONASS, and our Galileo Orbido, with around 19 satellites visible on average in city environments. Then, about a year ago, we launched a new device that connects to all 4 major constellations. As a result, the average number of visible and used satellites nearly doubled to 38. And the impact? A 1.4 times increased GNSS accuracy. So while city environments are being more complex, our technology is already ahead, built to deliver the precision that businesses can rely on. So what was like this, inaccurate, jumpy, and unreliable, now can be like this with FT platform devices. The same road, but much accurate result. And we are not just talking about Europe. We have real global examples around the globe. Here we see our test results in Dubai, and there is a clear difference. The green track follows the road very accurately, it's our FTC 921 FT platform device. While the red track shows some noticeable jumps, even cuts through buildings, it's our old generation device. Comparing the same devices, now we move to Sydney, Australia, another city with lots of tall buildings and a dense skyline. We can see the FMC 920 track making some inconsistent lines, and once again, it even appears to go through buildings. But when we compare it to the green track from the FT device, we see a much more precise road, even staying on the correct right side of the road. That level of accuracy really makes a difference in urban environments like this. Latin America, Santiago, Chile. This is another high-density city with lots of tall buildings. Here we can see that both devices perform very well overall. But there are still a few moments where the track becomes inconsistent, especially with FMB device. In more sensitive use cases like transporting high-value assets, a sudden jump or inaccurate position could even raise suspicions about tampering or theft. So these improvements in tracking aren't just technical, they have a real impact on trust and service quality. And now, to complement our results, let's hear from our partners at Wialon who tested our devices on their platform. So Elena and Ksenia, the stage is yours.
Okay. Thank you, Goda, for your presentation. And hello to everyone once again. I'm Yelena, the Partner Success Manager at Wialon Group. Before we proceed with the live demonstration, I'm excited to share more information about Wialon and its community. Let's go. What is Wialon? Wialon is the ultimate solution for fleet digitalization. The platform offers a robust set of features from real-time tracking and fuel management to driver behavior monitoring and advanced reporting. It goes without saying that data analysis, both real-time and historical, allows business owners to make effective decisions and plan further steps. Please let me highlight a few facts about Wialon. We have a network of more than 2,700 Wialon partners, and this number is constantly growing. We have got more than 4.2 million vehicles connected to Wialon so far. We support more than 3,800 device models and constantly work on the new device integration. Our SLA guarantees platform stability, data security, and 99.5% server uptime. Let's explore how Wialon transforms fleet operations. Wialon empowers businesses of any size and industry by offering a set of tools such as online tracking, road optimization, geofencing, notifications and alerts, video telematics, advanced reporting, and more. It helps streamline operations, reduce costs, and enable data-driven decision-making. By tracking fleet location and status across key parameters, Wialon helps ensure driver and cargo safety, prevent road deviations, detect misuse, and reduce theft, ultimately improving the company's economic performance. Beyond its general capabilities, Wialon offers specialized features for certain industries. For instance, it provides deeper functionality for fleet maintenance, public transportation, driver management and cold chain logistics, driver behavior monitoring, vehicle leasing, agriculture, and field employee tracking, catering to specific operational needs in these areas. So, as you can see, Wialon is a go-to solution for businesses across various sectors and niches. An integral part of fleet management is hardware. Wialon is a hardware-agnostic software. We integrate the most popular device models with Wialon, which helps Wialon partners build and develop business without placing limitations on their clients. Teltonika devices are well compatible and supported on Wialon. Speaking about our technology partner Teltonika, we'd like to emphasize that we promptly test and integrate new Teltonika devices with Wialon. Our technical care team has the necessary resources to provide more detailed Teltonika device support. Also, we can see the total and current number of Teltonika devices connected to Wialon. This information is publicly disclosed and updated on a dedicated page on Wialon's website. So, as we grasped the main aspects of Wialon software and discovered more about supported hardware, I suggest moving to the Wialon live demonstration. So, Ksenia, the stage is yours.
So, now we would like to show you how tracks from two generations of Teltonika device look on Wialon platform. We've run some tests in order to visually demonstrate the results to you today. After that, we'll talk a little bit more about use cases where precise location is crucial and how Wialon can be used in those situations. But before we get started, let me briefly familiarize you with the platform interface. As you see, we can quickly enable and disable the tabs that we see at the top of the screen. I've kept only these tabs, and let me briefly explain what they are used for. Units. This is the tab where you normally start when working with Wialon. Here you can create your unit in order to monitor it. And by unit, we mean any object, such as a vehicle, a person, a pet, or any other asset that you would like to monitor. Another popular tab is monitoring. Monitoring allows you to see the movement of your units, and these small icons contain important information about your units, such as motion state, connection state, any drivers if they are assigned to a unit, and so on. Drivers and passengers are pretty straightforward. In case you have drivers or passengers, you can create them using these tabs and later on assign to your units. Jobs. Jobs tab allows you to create a set of actions based on some schedule. For example, I can send a report by email, change access to units, and so on. Geofences. We're gonna talk about geofences in more details later, but just to let you know, geofence is an area on the map that can be used in order to monitor your units either inside or outside of this geofence. Reports, also pretty straightforward. They allow you to summarize and analyze the information for a specific period of time. As for notifications, we're going to talk about notifications a little bit in more details, but in a nutshell, notifications allow you to trigger specific actions based on certain events. For example, a unit leaving geofence. Messages contain information messages that devices send, and you can configure, you can execute messages for a specific period of time here. And the last but not least is a tracks tab, and we're going to spend some time here. So let's have a look at the tracks themselves. I'm going to create two tracks. The first one is from FMC 920 device. Let's make it yellow. And one from FTC 921. Let's make it. Okay. So at the first glance, it looks like there isn't much difference. Both devices perform really well. But if we'll take a closer look, let's take a closer look, we will see that the track from FTC is more smooth, more accurate, without sudden jumps like this, for example. Let me turn it off so that you will be able to see. This one is from FMC and this one is from FTC. More smooth and more accurate. I think you will agree with me. We can also examine a more challenging area, the one which is quite often very difficult for devices to represent correctly. Let's take a look at it. Here we go. So, as we can see, FTC device performs really well, showing all these turns precisely, while FMC struggles a little bit, showing these cutting corners, which means that angle representation is a little bit less accurate here. This is the results, the real results. You've seen them, and now let's touch on some basic Wialon functionality that can be used in the cases where precise location matters. And in order to do so, I'm going to create a third track, which is called, which is going to be from device with lower accuracy. Let's make it purple. So as you can see, this track is far less accurate than two others, right? Based on the accuracy of this track, let's talk about use cases, as well as challenges and problems that may arise in case a device reports location inaccurately. And let's start with geofence. Let me show you my geofence. So yeah, as I said, geofence is a specific area on the map that allows you to monitor a unit either inside or outside of it. Let's imagine that this geofence is a danger zone. And of course, I do not want my vehicles, my drivers, my passengers into this zone simply because it's not safe. In case my vehicles enter this zone, I would like to alert it. How can I do that? With the help of notifications. Wialon has a different types of notifications that you can see in order to be alerted. In this case, I'm going to create a notification with geofence type, and I would like to monitor my units inside of this danger zone. How I can be alerted? I can send notification to my email. I can send notification to Telegram. I can display a pop-up window with alarm sound here on the platform, and so on and so forth. Now imagine that all these alerts were triggered unnecessarily, simply because a device reported location inaccurately, as happened here in this case with a third-party device. This is probably something that we don't want to happen, right? Another use case can be quite opposite. Let's imagine that this geofence is not a danger area, but on the other hand, it's a safe area. Let's say that I have a construction site and all my equipment is in this zone, and I don't want my machinery to leave this geofence. And if it happens, again, I want to be alerted. In this case, I can even send a command to my units in order to log engine remotely. Of course, if the device supports this functionality. And again, imagine that the engine was blocked unnecessarily simply because the location jumped out of the safe zone. And we see the consequences of inaccurate location in the reports, of course. Here, I have another geofence, and let's say that this represents a route. Let's say that I own a public transportation company, and I would like to monitor if my buses passed through this area, through this part of my route. I can execute a route. And just a sec. And as you can see, here we have a Teltonika devices, but the device with lower accuracy is missing here, again, simply because the location was tricked inaccurately. What can be another use cases where precise location matters? Of course, these are cases with speed limits and eco driving. What is eco driving? Eco driving is a solution that allows you to monitor driving behavior. Wialon has a dedicated tab where you can configure different criteria in order to evaluate safe or risky driving. If a driver violates these criteria, they can be assigned with a penalty. And in the end, each driver can receive a score and a rank that in many cases can influence drivers' KPI and even their salary. So let's imagine that the driver's bonus depends on how well they follow the traffic rules. One of the key parameters to evaluate is speeding, of course. That allows you to monitor speeding both based on fixed limit or road limits. We will be interested in road limits in this case. So let's imagine that we have two roads as here, for example. Two roads, and they have different speed limits. And let's imagine that the location just jumps on a different road with lower limits, and that can lead for the system to register a violation and then assigning a penalty to a driver. In the end, it can lead to manual correction of the reports, discussion with the driver, and so on and so forth. So a lot of time and efforts will be spent just because the device reported location inaccurately. So these are the use cases I wanted to share with you today in order to highlight why precisely matters and how it can significantly impact the relevance of reports, the accuracy of notifications, and even driver evaluation. I hope it gave you better understanding how platform functionality and device performance work hand in hand. That's all from my part. Thank you.
Thank you, Ksenia.
Okay, thank you, Ksenia, for your presentation. I would like to add that Wialon is not only about software, but it's also about Wialon community. So our community is a huge network of telematics service providers, hardware manufacturers, telecommunication providers, and software vendors. So working with Wialon grants you an access to the shared knowledge and expertise base of partners operating across 160 countries. And besides, we offer platforms for public speaking, discussions and networking, online and offline partner events, business and marketing workshops, participation in rankings, and chance to win awards, and many more. So, if you are the telematics service provider and want to explore if Wialon suits your business needs, just send an email to sales@wialon.com or fill in the form on our website. Our sales team will promptly get back to you. What's next? The Wialon assistance continues. New Wialon partners undergo 6-month onboarding period with the thorough guidance of business and technical managers, 24/7 technical support in English, tailored onboarding plan, Wialon basic course and certification, marketing materials, and more, all to help you succeed with Wialon. So, we are looking forward to hearing from you. Back to you, Goda.
Thank you, Lena and Ksenia, for sharing these valuable insights. Accurate tracking isn't only important in urban environments, it's also essential in industries where vehicles operate at low speeds regularly. Why? Because when a vehicle moves slowly, there's less distance covered between GNSS position updates. This means even small positioning errors, just even a few meters, can cause the track to appear unstable, jump between points, or show the vehicle off the actual path. Industries like agriculture, mining, and construction operate at low speeds almost all the time, so even without tall buildings, the challenge of getting accurate data remains very real. So now let's see this challenge in action. We installed old generation and new platform trackers on agriculture machinery and monitor its movement at very low speeds, from 5 to 10 km per hour. As you can see, the GNSS precision is significantly improved with our new platform device, showing less deviations and better data accuracy. This enhanced precision allows for more accurate calculation of cultivated areas and helps provide better support to those working in agriculture and, of course, for other industries that work on low speeds. Now let's explore why accurate GNSS really matters in business beyond just tracking location. Take the example of the fleet accountant managing vehicle data. If the GPS track isn't accurate, it can show that driver has traveled much further than we actually did. Meanwhile, the vehicle's odometer shows a lower mileage. This mismatch creates confusion and makes it difficult to trust the reports. It can lead to errors in billing, maintenance planning, and even regulatory compliance. Accurate GNSS is essential to avoid track jumps that can cause speed zone errors. When GPS inaccurately jumps the vehicle's position to a nearby road with a different speed limit, the system may wrongly interpret the driver's behavior. For example, if the vehicle appears to move from 90 km per hour road to a nearby 15 km per hour zone, it may falsely flag the driver as speeding. This not only creates misleading driver reports, but can also distort trip data and fuel consumption insights. Another common issue caused by inaccurate tracking is false geofence events. Also what Ksenia just told us. When GPS signals aren't precise, the system might wrongly detect that a driver has entered or exceeded a zone they never actually visited. These false alerts can cause confusion, unnecessary follow-ups, and can even lead to mistrust between managers and drivers. Finally, let's look at location errors in shared mobility services like e-scooters, bike sharing, or car sharing. When tracking isn't accurate, users can't find the vehicles because the app shows the wrong location. This leads to fault zone events, billing mistakes, and poor service experiences. It also reduces overall fleet visibility for operators, making it harder to manage and maintain the vehicles effectively. The FT platform isn't just better tracking, it's a full upgrade in functionality and performance. Here is what it brings. High voltage range, which allows device integration in e-bikes, forklifts, and shuffle cars, and many more. Improved GNSS accuracy, IP69K casing with some of the FT devices, ultra-low power sleep mode to save energy, of course unique dead reckoning feature, and other benefits such as Bluetooth 5.4, Nano SIM, and USB Type-C. Now, let's dive into our solutions. Let's start with the simplest solution, our FTX 880 series trackers, designed for easy installation and reliable performance. These are battery-mounted devices built on the FT platform, combining simplicity with next-generation tracking technology. With their robust IP69K rated casing, they are able to withstand extreme conditions, whether it's dust, water, or high-pressure environments. Devices include 320 mAh internal battery, allowing for extended operation without a constant power supply. And thanks to the low power consumption of the FT platform, you get long-lasting performance with minimal energy usage. So, while these trackers are simple to install and use, they are packed with powerful features, making them ideal for use cases that require durability, flexibility, and efficiency. The FTC91 is a successor to the popular FMB 920 built on the new platform with 4G connectivity. It features a 5-pin connector setup, including one digital input, one digital output, and one analog input, allowing for a wide range of use case scenarios. Supporting input voltage up to 90 volts, FTC91 is suitable for various types of vehicles, from passenger cars to heavy-duty machinery. The FTC961 belongs to the same 9 series and offers identical functionality to the FTC91, including the 5-pin connector and wide voltage support. The key difference lies in its larger 320 mAh battery, which provides prolonged autonomous operation, ideal for use cases where extended tracking without external power is required. The last solution I want to present to you today is the FTX 305 series trackers, specifically designed for e-mobility use cases. One standout feature is the manual CAN functionality, which allows you to create a custom parameter database without needing special firmware development. Devices support a wide power supply voltage range from 10 to 97 volts, which is essential to fit into high voltage transport system and avoid over-voltage risk. The device comes with a robust IP67 retened casing, allowing installation almost anywhere, while minimizing the impact of harsh weather. To wrap up the solutions overview, I want to make sure for you that all of the well-known FMB series devices will have their versions on the FT platform. This means you will continue to benefit from the same familiar use cases, now enhanced with the key advantages of FT platform, including improved GNSS accuracy, better performance, greater flexibility for evolving business needs. For all information about upcoming devices, please contact us. Our solutions are designed to help your business stay competitive and deliver the best practices to your clients. By offering customizable, reliable, and precise telematics, you will improve operational efficiency, reduce errors, and unlock new growth opportunities. With advanced tracking accuracy, even in challenging urban environments, you can trust that your fleet's performance and reporting are always on point. Thank you for joining us. I hope it was useful for you. Thank you, Wialon, for your collaboration and being with us today here. And yeah, for more information, you can follow Teltonika on our social networks. So thank you and goodbye.